Yo, my specialist looks fucking swag, man. Like, you can change the colour of all these things to, like, orange and green and blue and yellow, but he's just purple. I'm just going around shitting on people, like, while glowing purple. It's just total insult to injury. Literally all I do until games start, man. I'm just gonna attempt to snipe, like, I just can't snipe on this fucking game. I've got a lot of opinions about the sniping in this game and how it's changed. I'm going to be doing a video on that. So this video is going to be about my first roller coaster experience. Bro, I was tricked more than the Greeks were when it came to that whole, like, Trojan horse type of shit. Like, nah, this is next level trickery by one of my best friends. So if you don't already know, one of my best friends, Jake, we went to LA. We've actually been twice, but the first time it was actually just me and him. I'm gonna try and play this OBJ. Hey. Yeah, we went to LA. It wasn't this year, it was last year. Naturally, we went to Disneyland because any person that watched Disney as a kid naturally just wants to go to Disneyland. And people always say, oh, it's not the same when you're older. It fucking is. It is. I got excited over such the smallest things. Like, I remember going to, like, Alila with Stitch Driver seeing Stitch, and I was just like, ha 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 ha. Always wanted to go to Disney. It's just something that was on my bucket list, and I really wanted to go. It's just something I always wanted to do, and I finally had the opportunity to do so, and I'm just freaking out like a little kid. So yeah, we go to Disneyland, and obviously I'm freaking out. I'm going to the castle, and there's fireworks going off, and I'm like a 7-year-old who's just got their first Action Man. I told Jake strictly that I don't want to go on any roller coasters because I've got a genuine phobia of roller coasters. He laughed at me for a couple minutes and then agreed, okay, we won't go on any roller coasters. And that was that. Or was it? So I'm expecting Jake to respect this decision. And he was for a long time. Every time we walked past a few roller coasters, he'd be like, oh, can we go on it? And I'm like, oh, I don't really want to. So I'd wait outside while he went and got on it. For example, we went on Space Mountain and I waited for like 4 fucking hours because the queue was longer than my penis. Like, my mum always used to tell me, she was like, oh, roller coasters never hurt anyone. Oh, yeah? Tell that to the victims of the fucking Alton Towers crash. Someone lost their legs. Someone lost their legs. My mum's told me a few lies in my time now, okay? First, Santa Claus wasn't real. The Easter Bunny isn't real. The next thing she's going to tell me, she's going to be like, oh yeah, well, the Tooth Fairy isn't real as well. Like, come on, Mum. What are you playing at? We went on a few rides that weren't roller coasters, and I was having such a good time. And then it was coming towards the end, and Jake was like, okay, let's go on Space Mountain. So I'm like, oh, what Space Mountain? It sounds cool. And he's like, oh, it's just like a virtual reality ride where you sit in like a roller coaster cart, but it's not a roller coaster, and you go through all these like projected images and stuff, and it's just like a cool like virtual reality experience. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds well cool. So anyway, yeah, we're walking up this huge mountain, right? It's indoors, and I'm asking Jake, like, why is this taking so long to walk up? And he's like, oh, it's a very long ride, and there's a few steep hills on the ride, but it's not a roller coaster. You don't drop or anything. So being the gullible little tool I am, fucking believed him. So yeah, we're walking up this big ass mountain for like, I don't know, about 10 minutes. We're walking for a long time. So I'm starting to ask, like, what the hell's going on? Why is it taking so long? And he's like, no, it's just because it is a long ride. So I'm just still believing him. I just am. And then like, we get to the very top and there's a big long queue, and we're like walking and whatever. And as we're getting to the front, I can hear people fucking screaming. So I'm like, why are people screaming? And he said, oh, there's a few scary moments on the ride and people jump out on you. And I'm still believing him. I'm still not getting onto the fact, right, that this is a roller coaster, okay? So we're carrying on walking up this big mountain, and we get to the top, and we're like, okay, so we're like the next group in to go next on this ride. And I'm like, oh, I'm actually quite excited to this, talking to the woman at the front, like, oh, so what type of ride is this? And she's like, oh, it's a roller coaster with quite a few big drops, and it goes upside down. And I'm just like, you fucking what? So I'm screaming at this point. I'm like, Jake, how have you fucking done this to me? How dare you do this? I've got a fucking phobia roller coaster. I'm just freaking out. Jake sat there crying with laughter, like he is just fucking pissing himself at the fact that he's just tricked me to get onto this roller coaster. And I'm just sat there about to shit myself, like I can't even breathe. I start hyperventilating. So I didn't know what to do. Okay, I'm surrounded by like 12-year-olds that are about to go on this ride and have the time of their life, and I'm like 19 years old shitting myself, like freaking the fuck out. The woman who's quite attractive at the front of the ride is looking at me like, who the fuck is this weird kid? And I'm just like, why doesn't anyone understand me or my phobia of roller coasters? Okay, I just don't want to do this and put myself through this excruciating pain. One thing led to another. We just did go on this roller coaster, and it went upside down, and it went side to side, it went backwards and forwards, and it just Yeah, we're on this roller coaster and I'm screaming. I'm on the verge of crying, and this guy is just behind me and tears laughing at me. He's got tears streaming from his face like he's fucking the Niagara Falls. Seen that bit in Kill Bill where she fucking does the freak heart exploding move and like Bill blows up? That's how I felt. I'm at the top of this roller coaster, it stops and I think we're done, and then it just goes backwards and then we're going upside down, and I'm just looking at Jake like, you were meant to be my friend and I just feel betrayed. Oh, I got it! I actually got it! Yeah, I was a broken person after that. I just kept walking home like this.